Episode of Real Estate Training Labs. This is the fastest way to get sellers and buyers to call you. So in this campaign, we spent $500, generated 5 closings, totaling $895,000. So certainly one of the best campaigns of the year in terms of profit from paid ads. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. But before I do, let me pre-frame something. So we've all been at a point when we're on our cell phones or we're on some device and we're searching for something. So when we do that, a campaign behind that is often called PPC. Whether somebody's searching on a desktop or a mobile phone or tablet, there are ways to control those keywords. So this campaign is an example of controlling those keywords relative to a local area and then search terms. So you've got to kind of have that in your head before you see this, or it might not make any sense. Now, the way we do this is through Google AdWords. They have the technology and the power to do this. Your average agent is not going to have any software like this without hooking it up to AdWords. So let me explain how this works. People are searching keywords at any given time. So we ran this campaign from January to June of 2016, like you can see on my screen. And calls come in relative to the keywords. So this is a branded campaign. We're basically running on top of a franchise name. Now there's no limits or restrictions on your ability to do that. So you could run on top of Coldwell Banker if you're at Coldwell Banker, or Remax if you're at Remax, or vice versa. You could switch. You could bid on anything. You know, Mercedes right now is bidding on BMW, and BMW is bidding on Lexus, and everyone's going for it. So if you're bidding on something that's in a keyword list, you can expect that a consumer is going to want to find that, right? I mean, if you're typing in, frozen pipes plumber, you hope to God the guy with the ad there is a freaking plumber. You would think that. Same thing in real estate. So a really obvious one, and we've done this in other cities, is run one on the keyword realtor. That is the simplest keyword to run after. And you'd be surprised how few people are doing this and how cheap the clicks are. So my click average, right, 116 leads came in. Now remember, that's phone calls, not clicks to a website, right? 10,925 impressions. I've barely worked this ad at all. This is just like, you could do way better than this if you do a couple different things. 1% click-through rate, 4.31% cost per click. Remember, that's cost per call in this case. So $500 total spend. Don't worry about converted clicks because conversions aren't happening on this website. So the title company does not have anything hooked up to my analytics account to show the money coming in there. So you're not going to see profit on this side. And you got to remember, clicks in this case is calls, not, clicks to a landing page, and conversions is not going to reflect. That's totally different. You're going to have to know your numbers of what, property you closed and what their name was and what their cell phone number, you're going to have to keep track of that. But you can see their number when they call in every time you do it. Okay, so as I was mentioning, the keywords are based on a franchise term. So you could do this with any franchise term, but keep them really tight. So in your area, what are the search terms that people are going after? So you can look through this list, and I'll export this file for you guys so you have it too. But it's clones of the same thing. It's just spellings and misspellings and variations of. It's all the same thing. It's a super tight campaign. There's no variation in this campaign at all. What you do not want to do is go run 70 different random keywords in one campaign, because what winds up happening is you can't see the numbers. Like, you can't figure out why one thing's happening or not if it's not narrow enough. So that's a key. So when you clone this campaign, copy it as exactly as you can. You're going to need to think about all the different settings that you have in the account, like location, right? Don't go national with this campaign if you're only selling real estate in one county. Go countywide with the campaign. I hope that's obvious. Here's a quick note on making call ads. So we ran quite a few split tests, and these were the two winners. This top one at 1.27%, which is not great, but certainly great enough to make money at it. So I'm not saying try to run your campaign so tight that you squeeze every last drop out. I mean, if you get 900K in sales and 500 in spend, just keep running the thing. Just turn it up and shorten this timeline. See, I ran this over a long timeline. I wasn't tracking it for a long time. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to track every phone number and every buyer and seller, but I didn't really match it up to that campaign until later because I was only spending, $10 a day or $3 a day. I was, on trickle. So, but anyway, we ended up making a ton of money over time. So clone this in your area as best you can. I'll export the whole file if you want to, import it. But remember, you got to change everything, the URLs and all that. So just on my areas, Liberty Lake, Otis Orchard, Spokane, Washington, Spokane County, budget $10 a day, but we changed that. It switched around. At $4, if you think if anyone is calling you based on a keyword search, like if somebody types in realtor into their cell phone, and if they knowingly hit that button that makes you call them, right? They know they're not clicking to a website. It says call before they click it. If you're not willing to pay $4.31 for that to happen, then I don't know what other kind of leads you can get. These are live human beings on a phone. So do this campaign first. Anyway, this is Brian Short at Real Estate Training Labs. Be sure to call the number below or send an email for any questions. Talk to you later.